Hello friends, if you're new, bienvenidos, hajimemashite, and my name is Hilary. So today is a very special day, and it is my 1 year streak on the app Duolingo. And if you don't know what it is, it's an app and you can use it like on a computer that basically helps you learn new languages. They have so many, like Hawaiian and like obviously like Spanish and Italian and French, but it helps you learn languages. And similar to like a Snapchat streak, you get a streak on Duolingo for how many times you go on and complete a lesson a day. So and I guess I've been doing that for a year now. So, and I've been learning. So the whole year I've been learning Spanish, but then I'm gonna say probably like halfway through I threw in Japanese in there. So I'm still very new with Japanese because I literally knew nothing about the language before starting. But those are the two languages that I am currently learning. And today I wanted to do a makeup look in honor of my 1 year streak and the languages that I'm learning. So to plan this out for a little, for you, I'm gonna have the flame. Duolingo has a flame. I have my iPad because I'm recording on my phone, or also I would show you my streak. But I looked up a picture of the flame and it looks like that. And they do have the white numbers in it, but they have another little version that has like a yellow part inside the middle. So I'm gonna recreate that one and then just write 365 in that instead of the white numbers like they have. So that's what I'm gonna do on the forehead, and then below the eyes, I'm gonna draw out the flags, but the Duolingo style. Like Duolingo has like a very simplistic style. And then I'm gonna write phrases in each of the languages on those flags that I've learned. And then I'm gonna do a green makeup and like eyeshadow look in honor of Duo, which is that owl that you've seen all the memes about. So let's just get started. I have a like lip liner, but it's essentially just like a pencil, and that's what I'm gonna be using to sketch out everything. And also, this is extremely important. If you want to be accurate to how it actually looks, like someone standing in front of you and looking at it, you have to write everything reflected, not just backwards, but like reflected also. So what I've been doing is I have like my handheld mirror right here, and then I would take the picture that I'm doing, putting it in the mirror, and then like matching the shape that I see in the mirror, not what's on the iPad. So definitely I would say do that, because you don't want things to be backwards and not look right. So I'm just gonna get started sketching out this flame, and I'll check back with you in a little bit. Okay, and now to color it in, I had these two liquid eyeliners, but the orange that is like this outside flame, it's not quite as like rich or dark as this orange. So I'm mixing just a little bit, I'm mixing on the back of my hand, just a little bit of the yellow that I have with the orange to make it a little bit lighter. And then I'm gonna fill in this outside one first. As you can see, that's not quite opaque yet, so I will let this dry, then come back and do a second layer. But while that is drying, I'm going to fill in the little center of the flame with the yellow liquid eyeliner that I have. And also, if you had to mix your original orange color like I did, remember how much like the ratios of the yellow to orange that you used, because you don't want to have like a different color of orange when you do your second layer than what you put on the first. So I'm just gonna do a second coat on the orange real quick and maybe a second one on the yellow, and I'll be right back. So next we're gonna do the flag, and I'm gonna put the Japanese flag on this cheek and the Spanish flag on this cheek. So Duolingo has this like art style that is very simplistic, so the Spanish flag is not like the actual Spanish flag, it's like a simple version of it. And I have a picture of it, but it's so small. Like I've practiced this, so I know what it looks like, but I don't think I could show you. So you're gonna have to trust me on this one. If I can find a better picture, I'll put it up. But I'm just gonna outline, I'm gonna freehand all this. Probably not the best idea, but first I'm gonna draw the rectangles on both cheeks to try to make sure that they're both even, and then I'm gonna get into drawing the details on this flag. Okay, so now that they're both symmetrical, as best as I think I can get, I'm gonna start sketching in the details on the Spanish flag. So that's basically it for the Spanish flag. Now I'm just going to color it in. So these top two stripes are both red, and I don't have like an exact red liquid eyeliner, but what I have is like this like reddish pink and then this like muted red. So what I did is I just mixed them together to get the color that I wanted, and it looked pretty nice. But also I feel like if you just use either of these colors it would look fine, but I don't know. Okay, so now that those are filled in, this little crest in the middle is red, so I'm just gonna fill that in next. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is fill in all this middle with the yellow, but avoiding the two little ovals that are next to the crest. So I'll probably do a second layer on the yellow off camera, but while that's drying, I'm gonna fill in the little ovals with the white. Okay, so next moving on to the Japanese flag. I'm sure as you know, it's all white and it just has the red dot in the middle. So already pretty simple. Duolingo didn't really change it at all. So what I'm like terrified of is running out of this white, because I literally always use it. I've used it for like the Space Mountain and the mountain video. You can go watch that if you haven't already. But I literally use it like every single video, so I'm so scared that I'm gonna run out. And when I practiced this yesterday, I filled in the entire flag white, which is probably not a good idea because I probably just wasted all that. But so to try to, conserve some, I'm gonna like draw this circle in first and then paint around that white. So what I'm gonna do is I have this like glue stick lid, and I'm just gonna try to like draw around it and use it as like a stencil. Okay, so remember that red color we had over here? We're gonna make that again and then fill in the circle with that. Okay, here comes the hard part. So I want to write like sayings in the languages on my face using a black eyeliner, but the thing is you have to write it reflected so that when people look at your face it actually like makes sense instead of like being reversed. So what I recommend for this, get like, just even like go to Google and something and then look up just what you want to spell like with the capital letters and stuff. So like what I'm doing over here is I'm gonna write Ola first. So I have Ola, it's kind of hard to see. But then, just like we did the flame, hold it up in the mirror and then that's how you're gonna draw it, because we don't want it backwards or something. So I'm gonna get started and I'm gonna talk you guys through this one, and then I'll just kind of go off and do the other ones I want. So I want to like put exclamation marks, so I have to do the upside down one first. Okay, so far so good. And then next is capital H, which is luckily the same forwards and backwards. So and then next is O, which is again the same forwards and backwards. And then next is L, which is the same forwards and backwards. And then last is A, but what I would recommend for A is just make a circle like O, and then you know when you write like Ola, the tail is farthest away from the L, so that's kind of how I think about it, so I don't get mixed up and write like an A like the way that I'm facing. So like see, that's a circle, and then I know that the tail is farthest away from the L, so I'm gonna put the tail on the opposite side of the L. And then the final exclamation mark. So that was the easy one, and then what I did when I practiced this is I wrote Buenos Dias over there, and I kind of liked how it turned out, so I'm gonna do that again. Again, I would recommend having this, well, you can just write it down too and then hold it up in the mirror, but definitely something that you can hold up in the mirror to look at. So I'm gonna do that and speed it up so this video is not like 30 minutes long. I have no idea what happened to that exclamation mark, so I'm gonna go over it with the red and fix it. So I'll do that off camera real quick, then I'll be right back. Okay, so it's not perfect, but I feel like it's the best I'm gonna get. So I'm gonna move on to Dias. Again, I'm just repeating the same process. So I officially hate the letter S after this. Okay, moving on, we're going to do the same thing, but for Japanese. So hopefully if you recreate this, you would do whatever languages you're learning, or language. If I had to complain about Duolingo, it's just that learning Japanese, I could recognize the hiragana and katakana, but I wasn't able to write them. And writing is like, you know, pretty important for a language. So, and also like, I feel like actually writing it would help me like solidify the pronunciation of the symbols. But, so I don't know, I hope they add like a tracing like step or something, because even just learning like the brush strokes, I bought a book that is to help teach me the writing of the hiragana and katakana, but yeah. So that's my only complaint. So what I'm gonna write is konnichiwa and then sayonara. I think up here, then down here. Yeah, I think that's what I did last time. I'm just gonna repeat this process, and I hope it doesn't flop because it's difficult. So now for the green eye look, I'm going to be using the James Charles palette for now. I'll use another one later. But I'm just dipping into the green color, I think it's called Social Blade, and putting that into the crease and blending that out. So now I'm dipping into this darker green next to it. I'm sorry, I don't know what it's called. And I'm putting that in the outer V of my eye. So now I'm taking the shimmer green shade and putting that in the middle of my lid and blending that out to that dark green. And now I'm taking the gold shade and putting that in the inner corner, blending it out to that green shimmer shade. And then highlighting the inner corner of my eye with the white shimmer shade. And also highlighting my brow bone with that as well. And now I'm gonna be dipping into the You Can Be Fruit Pie Filling palette. And hey guys, I'm just gonna let you in on a little secret. Like, that's what it looks like. And I actually got this palette for free because on their Instagram, they have this thing called Lucky Comments, where every day they pick a comment to receive a free random product. And I literally thought, I got selected, and I literally thought I was just gonna receive like a makeup brush or something. And then they sent me like the whole palette. I don't know if there are other options of what you can win, but like honestly, like go do that because it's so worth it. You just have to comment on their posts for like, I don't know, like a week or two, and then you're bound to get picked. But I'm going into this shade called Paw Paw, and I'm gonna put that in the lower lash line, like his little feetsies, because it's more of a orange yellow than the orange color that's in the James Charles palette. Okay, now I'm gonna take this glitter liner, and Duo has these like 3 little feathers on his chest, and I'm gonna recreate those with this green out to the side over here. Okay, now I'm just gonna repeat this on the other eye off camera, then I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm just gonna layer on the mascara, but I'm gonna do that off camera because I don't like showing mascara on camera because it takes way too long, so I'll be right back. So I was really thinking about what to do for my lips, and I recently got this little milk. It's like lip sync sheet, like a stick, in the color Work. And it looks pretty neutral, and I definitely wanted something neutral because what's going on is so busy right now. So I'm gonna put this on, and if I don't like it, I'm gonna take it off, and then I'll find something else. Okay, so I do kind of like it, and I think that is the finished look for today. Let me know what you guys think down below. What languages are you learning? What languages would you like to learn? This is in no way sponsored by Duolingo, although I totally wish it was. Yeah, I've always been like fascinated by like other cultures and learning languages, and you know, I just think daily practice helps a lot. Like for example, I have took 2 years of Spanish now in high school. And although like Duolingo hasn't really taught me much as in like how the verbs conjugate necessarily, but they have taught me a lot of like extra vocabulary and extra verbs that I didn't know before. So, and it is just reinforcing what I have learned every day. So I love it. I mean, obviously I've been doing it for a year now, every day. So let me know how you think this look turned out down below in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If you have any challenges or tutorials or makeup looks you want me to do, tell me down below. I'd love to hear them. And I think that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!